All right, I think we're good, Rosie. So everybody, this is Rosie. She's the account rep for IHDA, and she's going to be walking us through the access programs. Obviously, if you guys have questions during the webinar, feel free to reach out. I see everybody's already muted, so that's great if there's any noises. But obviously, if you guys have any questions, feel free to unmute and ask away. And Rosie, I'll leave it to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Cardinal Financial, for having IHDA here. So again, my name is Rosie Burton. I am one of the account managers here at IHDA. So IHDA, it is actually Illinois Housing Development Authority. So IHDA, we provide down payment assistance to anyone that's looking to purchase a primary residence anywhere in the state of Illinois. So it's available in every county in the state of Illinois, whether you're buying in Rockford, Joliet, Champaign, again, everywhere in the state of Illinois. In our programs, they are called down payment assistance, but the funds can be used to cover part of the down payment, part of the closing costs, or a little bit of both. So, and again, if you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand or stop me, unmute yourself, or you can put your question in the chat and we can get to it after the presentation, whatever works for you. So, as far as the down payment assistance programs that we currently have available, so the programs that we have available are the access programs. The access down payment assistance programs are based on the purchase price. So, access forgivable, IHDA will give 4% of the purchase price in down payment assistance, max of $6,000. So pretty much for all the programs, if the purchase price is $150,000 or more, the buyer's going to be maxed at the max amount. So I usually don't say 4% of the purchase price. I usually say $6,000 because right now we really don't have a lot of properties that are below $150,000. But again, the programs are based on the purchase price. So then, access forgivable, we give 4% of the purchase price in down payment assistance, max of $6,000. This program comes with a 10-year forgivable lien. It is not a loan, it is a lien against the property. So the buyer stays in the house for 10 years. After 10 years, the $6,000 is fully forgiven. The buyer does not have to pay it back. But if they refinance or sell before the 10 years, they're going to owe part of the $6,000 back. Not all of it. It will be part of it. So the access forgivable is prorated and it's forgiven each month for the next 10 years. So again, if they stay in the house for 10 years, after 10 years, it's fully forgiven. The next program is the access deferred. With that one, we give 5% of the purchase price in down payment assistance, max of $7,500. Now, this one is deferred and it's deferred for 30 years. So what that means is that at some point, your buyer will have to pay back the full $7,500. It is not prorated on a monthly basis. It is not forgiven on a monthly basis. It will be fully repaid at some point. So whether they refinance in 2 years, if your buyer sells their house in 20 years, or if your buyer keeps that first mortgage, that 30-year first mortgage for the full 30 years, and they pay that $200,000 or $300,000 first mortgage off. Once they're done paying that, they will still owe the full $7,500. So I always compare the $7,500 to, let's say your buyer's going to ask for a gift from an acceptable source. And let's say it's going to be, a brother that's going to give, your buyer $7,500 for the purchase of their home. The brother just says, hey, pay me back whenever you can. So IDA, we're kind of saying, here's $7,500, but pay us back when you refinance, sell, or at the end of the 30 years. We do not charge any interest. It'll just be the full amount that they qualified for. That's the amount that will be owed back to IDA. Then the last program is the Access Repayable. It's repayable. So this is the only program that the buyer is paying back on a monthly basis. So the Access Repayable, IDA will give 10% of the purchase price in down payment assistance, max of $10,000. So again, this is set up as a true second mortgage. It is a separate payment from the first mortgage. So it is a true second mortgage payment. Now, the $10,000 comes with a 10-year term at 0% interest. So $10,000 for 10 years at 0%, that monthly payment is going to be $83.33 a month. So again, take some of our money, take that $10,000, put some of it on down payment, some of it for closing costs. In addition to our down payment, your buyer can still get seller concessions, if that is a thing, but they can still get seller concessions. They can still get a gift from an acceptable source. And if there's other down payment assistance programs out there, some can be combined with IDA. So again, those are the three programs that we currently have available. A question that I get all the time, is does IDA run out of money? So IDA, we are self-supporting, we are self-funded. We get our funding through the sale of mortgage revenue bonds. So we are not a line item on the state budget. So the last time we ran out of funding for down payment assistance might have been like in 1995-ish. So our programs do change, but we will always have a down payment assistance program. So now, those are the programs that we have available. As far as qualifying, these are the IDA requirements. So we do ask that every borrower have a minimum credit score of 640. All of our down payment assistance programs, the ones that I just talked about, all can be combined with an FHA loan, VA, USDA, or conventional financing. And on our conventional financing, we do ask for as little as 3% down, providing that the buyer qualifies. All of our programs, just talked about, are currently available to first-time buyers and repeat buyers. So if your buyer is a first-time home buyer, great, congratulations. But they do not have to be a first-time home buyer. They could have previously owned a home. Again, for IDA, IDA funds must be for the purchase of a primary residence owner-occupied property. We also ask that all buyers, whether they're a first-time home buyer or a repeat buyer, all borrowers must attend home buyer education. And then your loan officer will give you the list of all the IDA approved providers. But yes, all borrowers must attend home buyer education. So as I mentioned once or twice, IDA funds must be for the purchase of a primary residence owner-occupied property. It cannot be for the purchase of an investment property. Has to be primary residence owner-occupied. We do allow for the purchase of a single-family home, townhouse, condo, and we do go up to a 2-flat. We do not allow for 3 or 4 flat. So 2 unit, that is the max. So again, has to be owner occupied. So on the 2-flat, yes, your borrower must occupy one of the units, but yeah, they can rent out the other. So IDA, we also have income limits and purchase price limits. So our income limits and purchase price limits We're on a year-end fiscal year of June. So mid-year, our purchase price and our income limits change. So as of right now, income limit, and the income limit is based on the county where your buyer is looking to buy. So for Cook, DuPage, Kane, Lake, McHenry, and Will counties, the combined income of everyone that's going to be on the loan cannot be more than $134,520. So we do still call it household income, but technically it's not household income. So again, it's just income from those that are on the loan. So if you have a husband and wife that's going to be on the loan, and let's say they make $130,000 combined, they're below the limit, buying in Cook County, they're all good. But they also have an 18-year-old son that's going to be living in the property, not on the loan, but living in the property. And let's say he makes $50,000 a year. Again, we only look at the income from those that are on the loan. So if they're going to be living in the property, but not on the loan, we will not take their income into consideration for the purchase price, income limit. Then we also have a purchase price limit. And I always say, I think we just kind of threw a number out there. We don't want the purchase price to be a hindrance on the buyer being able to utilize IHDA. So the purchase price on a single family is $610,939. And if it's a 2-flat, it increases to $754 and change. So again, really don't want them to have to worry about that purchase price. It's going to be more the income limit. That, it is a hard stop. We will look at the income. And again, it depends on the county where your buyer is looking to buy. So the way it works. So IHDA, we get the funding. We have the funding for the down payment assistance programs, but we do not take applications. We work with 150 lenders throughout the state of Illinois. Cardinal is one of our approved lenders. So they will administer the program for us. You will give Steve a call. Your borrower will call Steve. They will start the pre-approval with Steve. So they're going to make sure that they qualify for an FHA loan, a VA loan, USDA, or a conventional loan. While they're doing that pre-approval, your borrower should also mention that they want to see if they qualify for the IHDA down payment assistance. So Steve will make sure that they qualify for that first mortgage, and we'll also get them approved for the IHDA down payment. We do not review anything. So if you have a borrower right now and you're like, hey, looks like they qualify, go ahead, add IHDA. There's a couple of documents that they have to sign, application docs, but we do allow that they be e-signed, so that should not take any longer. So we do have documents that have to e-sign. Cardinal is going to approve them for the down payment assistance, and Cardinal actually funds the down payment assistance. So at closing, you are not waiting for our approval, and you are not waiting for our wire. Cardinal administers everything for us. We will deal with them after the closing, because again, we don't want to hold up any closings. Everything is done through Cardinal. They administer everything for us. So again, everything is administered through the lender. If something quirky comes up, yes, we will get a call, but it doesn't really happen that often because they know our program. As I mentioned, all the down payment assistance programs that we currently have available are available in every county in the state of Illinois. What else can I tell you here? As far as qualifying, if you are looking at your borrower's information, yes, you can reach out to me or you can reach out to Steve. And as I mentioned, all of our programs are available to first-time buyers and repeat buyers. So a couple of questions that I get. Does a buyer have to pay it back? So, kind of the program that I just kind of mentioned, sometimes they might have to, depending if they're going to refinance or, sell the house before that time period, depending on the program that they go with. Another question that I get, do the funds run out? We'll have programs that change, but we always have a down payment assistance program that is available. And then the other thing is our interest rates. So we set the rate. So every lender that participates will be getting our rate. So there's not going to be a change in rates depending on what lender you go through. We set the rates, we get the rates out to all the lenders that participate. So with that, does anyone have any questions?
So Rosie, I got a question for you. So with the 3 different programs, what are you seeing as far as how they're being utilized? Is one of them being used more than the other ones? What's the, what are you seeing in the market these days?
So we are seeing more of the deferred or the repayable. And the reason being the access forgivable, the interest rate is a little bit higher. But it's forgiven. So the forgivable is forgiven every month, comes with a little bit of a higher rate as opposed to the deferred, which will have to pay back the full amount, but that interest rate is lower. So here, and everybody keeps talking about that refi boom coming. So at some point, in the near future, all these buyers will want to refinance, and it's like they're probably going with a lower rate now because they're going to refinance shortly anyway. So yeah, well, we do see more of the deferred or more of the repayable.
And that maybe because there's more money involved too, that helps.
Could be
Is that
yeah,
possible?
yeah, could be that as
Okay.
well.
Okay. Good deal. Any other questions? I know a lot of people are going to be interested in this. I've been doing this. I think I've been working with IHDA for 15 years, so I've been doing them a long time. So it's definitely something that's I do. It's definitely something I do every year. That's for sure. So it's been obviously having different programs coming up. Have you heard anything about any other programs changing?
I've got a quick question.
Sure.
Quick question. I recently had a situation where my client was buying a property that currently had a tenant there, a renter there, and the part of the agreement was to let the renter stay out through the end of the agreement, which would have been through September. And she was having issues with one of the lenders because she wasn't going to be able to take full occupancy for 100 days after she purchased the property. And so they said it didn't qualify as her principal property. Do you have any issues like that or any requirements along those lines?
So I believe we just follow what the mortgage document itself states, which occupancy has to occur with, I think it was 60 days.
60 days. Yep.
Yeah, so we'll just follow regular mortgage document requirements.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good question.
Yeah, good question. And then, you know what, I also want to add, if any of the realtors on the call have any, need for a presentation, if you want us to come out to your office or do it virtually, we can give a presentation to you and your team. Just definitely reach out to us. We welcome the opportunity to get the word out about IHDA.
Sounds great. Well, thank you, Rosie, for your presentation. Appreciate it. I'm sure that we're going to have some more questions eventually, and we'll reach out to get those answers. But I will be posting this, so hopefully we'll have some more people that'll be reaching out and asking some questions that we just didn't think of today. So I appreciate your time.
Yep.
Appreciate everybody showing up today.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, Steve.
Yes, sir.